Hello everybody, welcome back. Today is the 9th day of January 2026, and here I go again. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just sitting outside waiting to see if my daughter's going to fly over. I checked her location and she is at the airport now, and usually it takes them a little while to go through the pre-flight checks and all that stuff, so I have a little time to talk. I wanted to talk about something I just barely touched on yesterday, and I don't know. I may have screwed up a little bit. I don't know if I screwed up or if I just really slowed myself down. I think either way, it's going to take longer maybe to get where I want to go with this channel. As you know, I mentioned yesterday that I kind of resurrected an old account that I had from, apparently it's 2009. It's older than I thought it was. I thought it was from around 2012, 13. No, and looking at some of the videos that I had public on there at one point and now are private because they don't really have anything to do with what I'm doing now. 2009 is when I started that channel, and it just been sitting there doing nothing. I uploaded like Land Rover commercials that I would copy. We used to have this thing called Keep Vid. You could stick a URL from YouTube into Keep Vid and it would download the video for you. So I used to do that with like Land Rover commercials, demos from other dealerships. I say other dealerships. I wasn't working for Land Rover at that time, but just stuff I was interested in, you know. I had some old VHS Land Rover stuff that I had that was from the 90s, like the mid 90s. And I copied it to my little digital camera, video camera that I had, my little Sony Digital 8 from my VHS player. And then I somehow, I don't remember. Oh, I had a little box, right? It would digitize footage, and I uploaded it to YouTube just to have it and share it with other people. There was some copyright issues, as you might expect, and others were just maybe so old or so mundane that nobody really cared about it. I did a re-edit on a video that got over 100,000 views. But again, this is copywritten information. So I wasn't creating content for the purpose of creating content. It was more of just like a dump for stuff that I liked. And I would take videos of my kids that, you know, the phones, at that point, the phones were starting to come online to where you could take a video and share it. So I would do that, and I would send my mom a link, right? So you could imagine this content was scattered from here to there, right? There was no central theme. There were probably no group of subscribers on that channel that really meant anything to the algorithm, as they say, right? So there was no central thread like grouping these people together saying, well, if you like this video, you'll probably like this video, you'll probably like this video. Well, as you know, there's nobody at YouTube sitting there saying, well, I think this group of people will like this and this. No, the machine tests it for you, right? So once it does that, it starts to use all the information that's collected from all the other videos that these people have watched and liked, and it starts to make the connections through testing. And that takes a little bit of time. And I thought I was going to, like, you know, get ahead of the game and come into this channel that already has 430, I think it was 431 subscribers at that point. And I don't know why I didn't think about this when I did this with this new channel. So I thought I was going to be ahead of the game, the watch hours. So some of my videos, like almost 0 views, like pretty much like 1 or 2 views maybe. Subscribers, I actually went down 1 at one point, and then I went up 1, and then I actually connected with a few people, as you saw yesterday, who they watch this type of content. Somebody talking about, you know, things that they find important, showing places, things like that. For example, German in Venice. The people that I ran into yesterday are fans of German in Venice. So I was kind of like, you know what? These are the kind of people I need to get to subscribe to my channel. So happily they did, and I was so grateful for that. And today, there is a guy who's associated with my work. I won't say exactly who he is, but he also watches German in Venice. He watches Fresh Baked. He watches Brickey Vlog, right? So he watches a lot of the same people I watch. And I'm not going to say like, oh, I'm trying to copy them. That's it. No, I know why they did what they did. Like, they want to share things and say things and show these experiences. So I just kind of fell into that category, but I also love their content too. So he also subscribed to my channel. So I think maybe I can try to offset some of that kind of randomness in my subscriber list by trying to connect with more people who like more of this kind of daily vlog, talking head, walk and talk type of content, so that maybe we can get YouTube to kind of figure out what I'm doing before it does a number of other tests coming up. I don't know with the channel so old, hopefully they're still doing tests on my channel with new content being uploaded. I don't know if anybody knows any tricks or secrets out there. I mean, should I delete the old content? I've made it private, all private, not even like, you know, searchable with a link, like, you know, reachable with a link. It's just all of it's private except for the new stuff that I'm putting on. And so, like I said, I thought I was going to be, you know, halfway to the finish line with that subscriber number, but it hasn't paid off for me in that way, in subscribers or watch hours or views. It just hasn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to continue to produce this stuff. I'm going to hold myself to a daily vlog, like sticking to this daily, even if no one's watching. And, you know, it can be hard sometimes, right? I guess it can be a little, I don't know. It feels like you're almost just doing it for no reason, but I know I am. I know there's some nuggets here. And I like nostalgic stuff. I really love going back and watching some of those old videos of like Random Land, right? Justin Scarred. I love that stuff. And I can kind of, I mean, I'm doing that now, right? Like, I'm making the stuff now that somebody else is going to go back and watch. Although sitting around here at my work isn't going to be that damn exciting, I can tell you, or looking at me through the hole in the steering wheel. But, you know, there'll be those moments. But I understand that what I'm doing now, you know, somebody in 10 years or 15 years or whatever can look back on it and see, oh yeah, you know, that was different, or that was kind of interesting. I'm going to go quickly and check my daughter's location and see, because I think they start out way over here, about a 20-minute drive that way to about a 10-minute drive that way. So they fly over to this airport that has a tower so she can get practice on the radio. Let me do that real quick and come check back with you. She's still on the ground over there at the airport, not in the air yet, so I won't be rubbernecking around looking. So yeah, I gotta find a way to kind of flip this around at some point. Now, obviously, as I build up a library and I have the right descriptions and tags, YouTube is even just taking the transcripts, right? Not transcripts that I make, the transcripts that it makes from my voice, from voice recognition. And that can also help identify what I'm doing, what I'm talking about, and who that should go out to as far as an audience goes. But yeah, I'm just chilling here at work today. Couple of things were going to happen and then not. And then this is my last day of the week to be working. Although they did say they might need me tomorrow for something, maybe to go to Pasadena or something. And if I do, I'll probably make a stop and do a walk and talk down there somewhere. Okay, she's at the end of the runway, so they've done their their pre-flight inspection. They've done their rev up to check the magnetos, all of that stuff. And she'll be taking off here pretty soon. So I'll keep an eye out. Okay, so my daughter is in the air. In fact, she's just over Satakoy. So I'll keep a watch on that and see if I can get her going over. I'm not going to be able to get a good shot. This is not a Galaxy. This is an iPhone. I know those Galaxies are nuts. So I got to figure out a way to, I don't know. I just like thinking that maybe I have some sort of an impact on my audience finding me versus waiting for YouTube to do the testing and all that stuff. Because one other reason too, and I did explain this a little bit yesterday, is that a lot of my content, like right when you first see it, like I don't have like exciting thumbnails or any like cool places in the background. I mean, a few of my videos do, right? But not all of them. So like when you first look at my video, you might just be like, wow, this guy thinks it's cool to like film himself driving and talking about stupid stuff. And I don't want to do that to my audience. So that's not what it is. And it might start off looking like that, but it goes somewhere. But how are people going to know about that? I mean, maybe I should front load the videos with some little exciting kind of interaction or something. Maybe I might do that. I might try that until I get to the point where I want to be, where you who are interested in this kind of thing are finding me. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Again, I don't want to ruin my look. I have an image to uphold, a reputation, right? The guy with the Hawaiian shirt on coming and talking to us, usually with a cup of coffee. But I had 2 at home, and I've already had 3 or 4 here at work, so I'm not doing that either today. So let's do this. Let's make this one short so I don't beat you over the head. But if you do have any ideas on how to supercharge that algorithm that already doesn't like me, I don't think it likes me, and I don't know what the testing is going to be like on such an old channel now that I'm kind of revamping it. Somebody knows. I know there's somebody over at YouTube that's maybe watching this going, yeah, I know how to do it. I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to try my best and see what I can do. And I'll check back in periodically. My other channel's killing it as far as getting discovered, finding the right audience. And I helped with that because obviously I'm passionate about doing the tropical gardening, and I know a lot of other people who do it. So I was able to kind of front load my audience by having those people come in first. Now I don't care. Now it's just about subscribers, right? I'm at 972 or 74 or something like that right now, right? This is Friday, the 9th of January. So my channel is going to be 5 months old on the 12th, and I hope to be 100% monetized inside that 5 months. That is my goal. That is my goal. I think that is doable. I think it's exciting. I know some people have done it faster, but not many. Not many. Okay. Well, there's all kinds of planes flying over, and it's not going to come out on video. I'm going to tell you right now. If I had one of those S-22s or whatever, yeah, different story. Maybe I'll get a guy from the shop here who has a Samsung to film it for me, and then I'll just slip it into this video. We'll see her waving at it. I don't think they're that good, but it's a lot better than the zoom on the iPhone. Okay, I did locate her. She is going to the Oxnard Airport. So what she's doing now is coming away from the ocean to line up for the runway going towards the ocean, which is where the prevailing wind is coming from. So this is the kind of regular pattern going into Oxnard. But yeah, I'm tracking her right now, and that is her right there. She had already flown kind of directly over me by the time I got back to checking her location and stuff. But luckily, she has to go back this way, so she will be seen again. I'm gonna go find a friend who has one of those Samsungs. See if I can get him to zoom in for me. I don't know. This may be boring for you, but it's kind of fun to me that I can watch this from work sometimes. Watch her do her touch and goes at the airport and then fly back to go land and drive home. Well, while not typical, actually probably in my experience highly unusual, they took off the opposite way they landed. I guess the wind shifted while they were on the ground. They weren't doing touch and goes. They actually landed in at Oxnard and stayed on the ground a few and then took off going the opposite direction. So now they're coming back around. I wonder if they'll do, that's not her. She's the one going behind the bush there. So interesting. Just as I was saying, like, you know, going into the wind to land and to take off. And I can feel the wind actually going the other direction now. Interesting. I'm gonna have to ask her about that when I get home. About the reversing the pattern from the regular direction to the reverse pattern for wind coming from this way, which it now is coming from this way. I can feel it. Pretty cool. Maybe that's why they touched down and stayed on the ground for a few, because the situations were changing and she needed to take off going the other direction. I don't know. I'll have to dig into that a little bit. You know, I don't think I did myself any favors though by taking over that old channel. I don't know. I am gonna have to figure that one out. Until then, I'm just gonna have to keep going, showing up here every day like I am, building up this library, hoping that eventually people start tuning in and watching and commenting and the like. I think it'll happen, especially if I have fewer days like this where I'm stuck in town and I actually get out doing something. Had some time while my daughter was flying around waiting to see which way she's gonna go, and just like I thought, you know, I had it all figured out with the channel and my extra subscribers, right? My head start on subscribers. I didn't have my daughter's pattern figured out either, because she did not fly over me to go back to their starting airport, their home base. They went out that way. So I wasn't going to get a video of her flying over anyway. Okay, hey, I really appreciate you spending your time with me today. And I love having these little talks, even if they're short. And I will see you tomorrow. Until then, take care.